So activation for CCA. Once again, I've placed a magical green marker just to show the route to the MSR, which is here. That isn't obviously where the combat trains are. The combat trains are right on the edge of the map in the supply source, so it's not a great situation in terms of the activation. But I don't think we have a great deal of choice, put simply. So the snafu roll for CCA will be -1 because of its fatigue level. Nothing for game specific. Nothing for optimal. -1 for ghost trains, so we've got -2. -3 for the MSR using tracks, so -3. Wow, not good at all. We rolled a 5. 5 -2 gives us a 3, which does just give us a partial. Almost failed, but it gives us a partial. Partial is better than nothing. At least we can move, albeit the movement allowance of every unit is halved. We would only get one HQ objective, not that we need one particularly. It's really a question of seeing what we can do with the half movement, and given the restrictions that we need to kind of tidy this up as best we can. And in fact, just looking at it, I'm not really sure what kind of hostages to fate at the moment with the CCA. It's almost an inevitability that MSR will get cut again, because we've got 3 other German Kampfgruppen to come on yet. We're kind of almost digging in and just staying where we are for the moment. I think what I would try and do probably is this unit. I think I would look at that unit. He's got a movement allowance of 16, we can see there. Tracks 1 and open is 1 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can kind of get to there relatively easily. And that would then mean that we're inside our HQ. Which tidies that up a little bit, and we've got the same issue over here. Yeah, I think we'll just pull him back into there, either side of a river, either side. Right now I'm following another little rule here, because I retreated him 3 hexes from Cairns Crossroads, so 1, 2, 3. And I've just moved him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've just moved him 6 to there. Now actually what I'm thinking I'm going to do, just to be devil's advocate, is I'm going to continue that movement and go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and reoccupy Post de Lusada. We can't, sorry. It's half movement. I just suddenly thought, I've done this before where I kind of just tried to blank back up on the German MSR, so they've punched through, but they've got nowhere else to go. Yeah, half movement. Forgot about the half movement. And as I said, there are specific scenario instructions about these guys. These guys are okay so long as they stay in the original hex. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll just leave them in place as they are at the moment. And that gets everything back inside command. We could push for a second activation, I guess. Second activation on a 5 or a 6. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained there. It was a 4. Nice idea. Wasn't going to happen. Okay, end of the American turn. So we'll go back to the Axis, and then yeah, we'll go back to the Axis, and we'll pick another Kampfgruppe to move. Okay, this is the Kampfgruppe Lang activation. He's going to come on and root F at fight again. He has a +3, and he rolled a 5, which is more than 7. Gives him an 8, which is a pass, so he has a full activation. What I think we will do is we will I'm going to move the little recon unit just up to here, because what I want to be able to do is bring in my HQ, so we can bring some air support. Sorry, what I should have done and haven't is quickly mark the objectives. What we're going to do with the objective is we will double tap City Bouzid. Et voila. Then what we'll do is we will follow up with the armor unit, who will track down here. So half 1, half 2, half 3, half 4, half 5, half 6. Sorry, should be that way up. Half 6. And we will do an engagement against these guys here. Now I've only got a 7, and the American can choose. So obviously he's got a 3-3 there, so we'll take that one, which is a 6, much better than the option, which is only a 4. So in other words, the Shermans are protecting the tank destroyers in this strange instance. So that gives us a +1. +2 for the double objective zone. So we're firing on a +2. So that's a 10. Target loss and retreat. So okay, so that was target loss and retreat. It's actually slightly taken aback there, just trying to think, well, I wasn't expecting the that result. I expected to maybe get a loss. I hadn't considered the idea that it would also get a retreat. So obviously this unit now, we have to knock him down to a 2, which we do, and then we need to move him back 1, 2, 3. But that also brings up the spectre again of the HQ, because we're forcing the HQ to retreat. So I think again we roll for whether it's a hard or a soft. And it's a 6, so that's a hard retreat. So I will just check on that and come back. Okay, so the HQ's had to retreat. We've pushed it back to 3 just the same. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and take City Boo Z basically with the armor unit. What I will then do is I will bring in down the road again and up the track. Sorry, it needs to be the other way up again. An infantry unit. And a second infantry unit. Now at the minute we're still marking that as fresh. Sorry, with this infantry unit what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the no, I won't. I'm outside of my range. Yeah, I think what I was going to do is I was going to do a barrage. I think I will. I'll do a barrage and I'll use one of the air points. Actually, no, I'm going to skip it because I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. I have a feeling that the range still applies regardless of. You would think an air point could be used outside of a barrage range, but I'm not outside of an HQ range. I'm not 100%. So that'll end the first activation for Lang. But again, we've got a 4. So, well, actually, we've got fatigue to check first. So it's a 1 or a 2 again because we have done engagement. Okay, right, it's a 2. So Lang has just gone to fatigue 0. Okay, unfortunate roll for Lang. But yes, now what we'll do is we will roll for a second activation with Lang, and we're looking for a 4, the number on the small die on the little HQ. It's not to be. That completes Lang. I think he was so upset about getting fatigued. So we flip back to the Americans and it'll be activation next for CCC. Okay, CCC's activation. We can see here all the units of CCC. I've actually just moved the combat train, which was down on here, because again, if we follow that road along, we actually come to Spatler, and Spatler is currently occupied by Kampfgruppe Lang, so there is no MSR, main supply route, off through that road. It can't happen. And sadly, the only position I think I can find is very close to the map edge in the northwesterly corner. So the combat trains are up there, which means that for the snafu roll for CCC, we would have -1 for fatigue and -1 for ghost trains. So we've got a -2. I'm thinking, and it's probably something I should have done with CCA, but I'm thinking I'm going to go with prep def if we can get it. Okay, we just rolled a 4. 4 with a -2 is a fail. He isn't doing anything this turn. So that is the end of the Americans' first turn, but obviously we're going to switch now to the 2 Deutsches Afrika Korps Kampfgruppe, which are coming on from the south map edge, and they will be unopposed in terms of their activation, so one after another. Okey-doke.